Hey guys, it's me, Caleb, from the Great Kalibo. And do you remember on that community post I made that, I made some artwork for Donkey Kong and the Legend of the Golden Banana? Well, sadly, I lost. But I can't give up yet because Super Mario Porter told me that I'm going to have to make a concept video and I only have 2 weeks to do this, so I can't waste any more time because by the time this is recorded, this is literally on Friday, so I basically wasted 2 weeks of just not even recording this audio or something, but enough with that of breaking the fourth wall. This is my concept video of Donkey Kong Legend of the Golden Banana. And before I start this concept, make sure to like and subscribe to the Great Kalibo channel. And also, whatever I'm going to say in this concept video is completely wrong, because I'm pretty sure that Super Mario Porter doesn't have any of the plushies. But, without further ado, let's begin. So, the movie begins with King K. Rool and his minions in the castle, just hanging out and having a fun time, just thinking of ways to destroy Donkey Kong once and for all. Suddenly, the red crocodile, one of King K. Rool's minions, mind you, has hung up on a rope and slid down to tell King K. Rool about the news that he's heard. Boss, we got news for ya. The red crocodile shows the paper to King K. Rool. Rare golden banana? How is this supposed to help defeat Donkey Kong once and for all? King K. Rool said angrily. The red crocodile told King K. Rool that whoever gets the golden banana has unlimited power, and it's been locked away in a secret temple, and King K. Rool would probably need to find it, so then he'll have so much power. So much so that he'll be the ruler of DK Island. That is a great idea, said King K. Rool with joy. The red crocodile has a debate, though, because he said that DK always wins the day and he always beats King K. Rool when he's on his own. King K. Rool tells the red crocodile not to worry because he's gonna go all out. What does he mean by all out, you may ask? He means by setting out every single Donkey Kong enemy out there. And by every enemy, I mean like every single enemy from every single Donkey Kong game. Get your friends and prepare for war, King K. Rool said. King K. Rool walks back to his room to tell everybody about the good news that they're going to be going to war and setting out every single enemy at DK and his friends. They all laugh maniacally as the camera zooms in to the King K. Rool castle window to see none other than the Donkey Kong parrot. I don't know his name though, but yeah, I'm just gonna call him the Donkey Kong parrot. So the Donkey Kong parrot heard everything that King K. Rool said, and he has to warn Donkey Kong and the others before it's too late. So he flies away from the castle, zooms past the sky, and that's when the title card fades in. Donkey Kong, Legend of the Golden Banana. The camera looks down from the sky to see a bunch of trees, and it looks more like a jungle. The camera zooms down into the jungle to see Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong swinging from vines and jumping on trees, and it looks like that they're having a banana hunting contest to see who can collect the most bananas. Donkey Kong versus Diddy Kong. After the montage, they count all of the bananas that they have, and it looks like that Diddy Kong won the challenge. They congratulate each other and run through the jungle back to their home, where we'll also be able to see some other Kongs that we haven't seen in a while, like Candy Kong, Tiny Kong, Donkey Kong Jr., and even the Donkey Kong pig that you'll be able to see when you get a checkpoint. Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong make it back to their house to see Dixie Kong listening to the radio and Cranky Kong just rocking in his chair. Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong tell Cranky Kong about how their day was and tell them that Diddy Kong won the banana hunting challenge. Cranky Kong congratulates Diddy Kong and Donkey Kong because Donkey Kong was a good sportsmanship and he tried his best. But the celebration had to stop when the parrot came in. Red alert, the parrot said in fear. Donkey Kong questions what's wrong, and the parrot tells them that King K. Rool's coming back, and he figured out that he's trying to find a legend golden banana, and if he collects it, he's gonna get unlimited power. And Cranky Kong says that he knows about the legend of the golden banana, and they have to do something quick. They all rush out of the house until the camera fades in to see some waves. And who's riding those waves? Funky Kong, of course. And his cheering had to come to a stop because he's heard some explosions right behind him, and he saw some cannonballs fly by, and he saw a bunch of ships right behind him, so he went on land, and he had to run as fast as he could to tell the other Kongs about this. Funky Kong was running through the jungle and telling every single animal and every Kong to run away and retreat. He kept saying, "Run away, everybody! King K. Rool's back!" The other Kongs gasp and they follow Funky Kong out of there, including all the animals, like elephants, hippos, giraffes, and rhinos. With King K. Rool following up on land, he shouted, "Every single minion! Go out and find those Kongs." So many of the Donkey Kong enemies came out on land, like the penguins, the owls, the tikis, Mugly, Thugly, the Pinchin Pirates, etc. Donkey Kong and the others notice this, and they have to do something to stop the chaos from happening. But the tracks are stopped when Lord Frederick comes out with his horn, and similar to Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, he blows his horn and washes away Donkey Kong, his friends, and the house, away from a faraway jungle, leaving the other Kongs and animals completely defenseless. Donkey Kong, Funky Kong, Diddy Kong, Chunky Kong, Dixie Kong, and Cranky Kong come in with the crash landing into a faraway jungle. They all wonder where they are, and Cranky Kong explains that they're farther away from their home. So they know that there's a bunch of King K. Rool's mobs running about. So Cranky Kong suggests that they should split up into 2 different groups, 2 in each group, which would be Cranky Kong and Chunky Kong, Dixie Kong and Funky Kong, and of course, no big surprise, Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong. Meanwhile, with the other Kongs, King K. Rool laughs maniacally in joy and says, "Yes, I did it! I finally captured these stupid Kongs. Now, you're coming with me and you're going to be locked away forever," King K. Rool said. The other Kongs tremble in fear along with other animals, and King K. Rool throws all of them into a cage, and he sets out some bodyguards to watch them and make sure that they don't go anywhere while King K. Rool and his other minions search for the golden banana and the hidden temple. Now, you know that Lanky Kong is kind of like the, how do I say this, the Patrick Star type personality from SpongeBob? Well, Super Mario Porter, if you want to make Lanky Kong a character kind of like Lumily, except Lanky Kong isn't like suicidal, he's just stupid and dumb. Like, they could just get tortured by that and they're just gonna, I don't know, like facepalm or something. Like, you could do that to Lanky Kong if you want. With Cranky Kong and Chunky Kong, they travel across the faraway jungle that they were in, and they reach a bridge. They gotta make sure that they're careful until a pirate bird comes out of nowhere and they see that the pirate parrot has a bomb in its claws. "You better leave that golden banana alone right now. You don't know what it could cause," said Cranky Kong. "Oh, I do know what it can cause," said the pirate parrot. "It can cause unlimited power, and that's exactly what we want. And I'm going to stop you 2 from taking the golden banana," said the pirate parrot. "How's that?" said Chunky Kong with confidence. "I bet you're not even going to do anything. Cranky Kong face palms to Chunky Kong to realizing that the pirate parrot has a bomb, and Chunky Kong never even noticed it. Just before that they could have a chance to run off the bridge, the pirate parrot drops the bomb and it explodes, breaking the bridge in the process and making Chunky Kong and Cranky Kong fall into the water, and the pirate flies away. As Cranky Kong and Chunky Kong fell into the water, they seem to meet up with a similar-looking pufferfish. Chunky Kong thinks it's cute, but Cranky Kong realizes who the pufferfish really is. It's Fuju, the pufferfish, and he seems very, very angry. But just like Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Cranky Kong and Chunky Kong beat the pufferfish with ease. The camera then cuts to Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, where they seem to be fighting Mugly, and just as they were about to get the finishing blow, right behind them was Stugly, so now it was a 2 versus 2. Donkey Kong faced Mugly, and Diddy Kong faced Stugly. Although it was kinda hard, Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong won the battle. Meanwhile, with King K. Rool, he's still on his ship trying to find the golden banana. Eventually, he does, in a secret temple, and then he goes into the temple to see the golden banana right behind a bunch of other bananas. King K. Rool jumps for joy as he finally finds the golden banana. Satisfied from his victory for finding the golden banana, he takes the golden banana and goes back to his castle along with his other minions, getting ready to eat the golden banana to have unlimited power. The camera then cuts again to see Funky Kong and Dixie Kong entering a volcano, and they found Frederick, who has his big giant horn, and it goes the same as usual in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. But there's a bunch of minions to distract Funky Kong and Dixie Kong from reaching Frederick to get a hit on him. But Funky Kong and Dixie Kong won the day, and then they heard some rumbles right beneath their feet. Dixie Kong said that the volcano was erupting, and she started to panic. Luckily, Funky Kong got an idea. Funky Kong grabbed his cart, and Dixie Kong held on to the flag, and they both rode out of the volcano before it started to erupt. As it erupted, Funky Kong decided to just make a little war cry scream to just know that the bad guy lost, so he was being a bit of a show-off. But could you really blame him? It's a villain, for goodness sake. Again with Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, they finally make it to King K. Rool's castle and sees King K. Rool right by the golden banana. Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong burst through the door and stop King K. Rool from eating the golden banana. And, of course, they had a big fight. King K. Rool was a little tougher than before because he had a lot of confidence that he was going to win the battle because he had the golden banana. Donkey Kong came up with a plan, and the plan was for Diddy Kong to go free the other Kongs in the other room while Donkey Kong distracts King K. Rool and his minions. Diddy Kong ran down the hallway and saw the other Kongs up in cages, and he beat up the other minions that was guarding the cages, and Diddy Kong found the key and got them all free. Just when Diddy Kong was about to escape, the Tikis came in, and all of them together hypnotized Diddy Kong to go after Donkey Kong. Meanwhile with them, Donkey Kong and King K. Rool were all bruised up. They still had a little fight left in them, until when Donkey Kong was about to have the upper hand, Diddy Kong came in and pushed Donkey Kong out of the way. Donkey Kong was concerned of why Diddy Kong turned on him, and then Donkey Kong realized that the Tikis were right behind Diddy Kong, and while King K. Rool noticed that all the other Kongs were escaping, King K. Rool had to take extreme measures very quickly and eat the golden banana. But just as he was about to, the other Kongs came in. Cranky Kong, Dixie Kong, Funky Kong, and Chunky Kong. However, they were too late because King K. Rool already ate the golden banana, and he grew and grew and grew. A yellow glow flashed into his stomach, and he grew so much that he destroyed his own castle. All the animals, all the Kongs, they all ran out of the castle. Well, and the birds flew, but whatever. They all ran out of the castle, right away into the jungle, and as the sky turned dark, it turned into a creepy atmosphere, knowing that it was a final fight. As the Kongs and animals were running through the jungle, and they noticed that the sky was getting dark, it kinda goes through the Sonic movie 2 scene where, you know how Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles beat up all the robots on their way to Eggman? Well, that scene kinda follows what's happening here right now. All the Kongs run through the jungle, and they punch minions along the way. While punching the minions, they were all trying to figure out an idea how to beat King K. Rool. Just then, Diddy Kong came up with a plan. "I'll be right back, guys," Diddy Kong said as he swung on a vine. He remembered back at the DK house that he had a bunch of barrels, and just for emergency, they would be able to use rocket boosters to fly up and beat the minions along the way. So, Diddy Kong gave each bongo to each Kong. Well, I mean, like, Kongs if they wanted to come along. So, Diddy Kong got some for himself, Donkey Kong, Dixie Kong, Cranky Kong, Lanky Kong, Tiny Kong, and Chunky Kong and Funky Kong. Well, Chunky Kong went on Funky Kong's board, so his surfboard would be able to fly in the air to land a punch on King K. Rool. Just then as King K. Rool landed on shore with his eyes glowing red, he saw all the other Kongs on the bongos ready for the final fight. He charged a lot of minions at them, and they punched them one by one, all the way up to King K. Rool. And with one final punch, they beat King K. Rool, along with a big giant explosion that echoed across the jungle. All of the animals were really concerned of what was going on, so they rushed towards the explosion of where it happened. All the animals were scared and concerned for the Kongs if they were dead, but luckily, when they reached the area of the explosion, they weren't dead. They won the day and King K. Rool lost the battle. All the animals cheered for the Kong's success, although their house, Donkey Kong's house, was a little bit withered. But Donkey Kong's house was rebuilt thanks to his other friends for the help. And the Kongs made a promise that next time, if another golden banana is made into the world, they'll make sure that the golden banana is locked up forever. And that was my concept for Donkey Kong Legend of the Golden Banana. I know that it's not basically correct except for the characters in the movie, but it's just my perspective on how the concept movie should go, or it's basically what I'd imagine in the movie. I mean, it may not happen, but either way, if Super Mario Porter is watching this, I hope he likes the concept video that I make. I know it's not correct, but what can you do? Anyways, be sure to like and subscribe to the Great Kalibo channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll never miss a video that I post. Until then, this is me, Caleb Walsh, signing out. See you guys in the next video.